Good morning, everybody. Tony from Tony's Trucks, Campers, and Outdoors channel. Today we're going to talk about my, let's see, I always have to take notes here, and that way I get it right, because I have a serious case of CRS. If you don't know what that is, it means it's, can't remember, well, you know. So what it is the Recurve 6 by Camco manufacturing, the Eaz-Lift. Camco manufacturing Eaz-Lift. Now there's the Recurve 3 and the Recurve 6. This camper is my Grand Design 28-foot bunkhouse. Can take up to about 8,500 pounds, fully loaded, and of course my F250 Super Duty here. So I went with the 6 for a couple reasons. 6 has, as opposed to 3. The 3 has, you take the Allen wrench here. It's pretty much the same thing, the Allen wrench that comes with it, and you can adjust and tighten down your sway controller as much as you kind of like. This one has an on-off switch. You turn it on, turn it off, and also has a floating head, which is really cool. I'll get into that also. The other thing I like about it is the bars go on top. Now I'm going to set this up here. I'm not going to give you all the boring stuff. I'll get it hooked up and show it to you. As opposed to hanging down below, where they down 4 or 5 inches, which definitely could get in the way if you're on a boondocking situation. So the Recurve 6 is a real good weight distribution, sway control hitch, all in one. It does not use the friction method. If you have a, let's say, a Equalizer 4, which I used to have on my other camper, that sucker worked fantastic, but it is so loud, it used to scare my wife. It would just crank and make that horrible noise, because every time you turn, the bars pull on it's the friction that's holding it, and it makes a horrible noise and bangs and pops and all kinds of grinding kind of noises, and used to freak out my wife. So I looked into different other solutions, and this has been out a while, the Recurve 6 and the 3, and it uses basically uses a floating head which pivots, so the bars do not grind like this. The whole head pitches over, and I'll insert some video here in a little bit and show you what I mean. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and get into it. I'll show you how I hook it up, or how it's hooked up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's the Recurve 6. These are the bars that come with. Okay, so what you do, about this angle here, straight out, insert it here, and you got to pop it in like that. You hear it pop. Come over here, and what I do is I back up the truck. We're going to think. So we're not going to bore you with this part here. We're going to lower the deal here and get her hooked up, and then we'll cut back and I'll show you what I mean by the floating head and how it works. There's a couple ways of getting the bar on. One, you can just raise the truck enough, which I've done, where they just slide on. If you don't do that, it comes with this handy dandy tool that lets you hook onto the side back here and then pry it up or pry it off, whatever you like. I usually just raise it so you don't have to. Once you get that in, you put your pins on, locks it in place. We'll go ahead and lower it. Now I have my legs down, so I'm only going to go so far here. But that's it, basically. There you have it. So notice the bars are up so high, really you don't have to worry about any kind of thing hanging down, as far as, you know, lowering your what you could get snagged on if you're in a boondocking situation. The weight distribution works really well. Here's the key, and this is the on-off switch right here. See where it says on-off right there, if you can read that. So what you do, this comes with it, the Allen wrench. Let's say you're going to back into your camper. Because of this floating, you do not have to disconnect it. It disconnects it all by itself. But you can turn it off if you want, just by doing this and clicking it. There's a ball bearing right here that by doing that, it lifts it up and locks it in. Now, any kind of, when you get off of an angle, not much of an angle, but when you get off of that angle, you'll see it'll come off and it can float around. These bars never grind. It holds the weight distribution just fine to where it is, and it lets you make the corner. Because let's face it, if you are traveling on the freeway, you're not going to be doing sharp 90-degree turns on a freeway, so it's going to track right behind your vehicle, and it holds it really well. It really does. I'm very impressed with it. So I click it to on, and that's it. So I want to finish up by talking about their customer service. I called because I didn't know which one I should get. I was pretty happy on the fact that I knew I was going to get the Recurve. I just didn't know if I should get the 6 or the 3. I called them up, called up Camco Manufacturing. They answered the phone, folks. This is August 1st, 2021, man. They answered the phone. They directed me to one of their techs, or one of their people. Super informative, real nice guy. Sorry, I didn't write his name down. And we went back and forth on how much a trailer weighs and what type of vehicle, and he suggested I go with the 6, which I did. I'm glad I did. I called back about 2 months later after I got it hooked up, and I said, okay, so this guy here, this is just an Allen wrench, and I said, listen, I want to buy a spare one of these because I don't want to be, I keep it in my glove box, but you never know. You drop it, you know, you might get stuck. What if you have it off when you drop it, and then you want to turn your sway controllers on to go home, but you don't have it? So I just wanted a spare one to keep in my box of stuff in the camper. So he said, well, he told me the size of it. I go, man, I don't want to get one of those little ones that's that big. I like the full size so I can crank it. So he goes, hang on a second. He looks through. He goes, you know, I got one on my desk. What's your address? I'll send it to you. Guys, he sent it to me. One of these, I don't know what it costs, a few bucks, but the point is he sent it to me for nothing. He even paid the postage. I was very impressed with their customer service. They'll answer any questions you have. I'm not pimping them. I paid full boat for it. I'm not pimping them, but I think it's a good company, and I like it. It does well on the weight distribution. It does well on the sway control. I get almost no sway, but you're gonna get a little with every trailer. I don't care, 18-wheeler sway. But I like the fact that I can pull into a campsite or turn a corner, and you don't see any issues. While I'm talking here, I've inserted some of the floating heads, so you can actually see. I had my son in the back of the truck holding a GoPro on the head part. Well, I just made some 90-degree turns in our neighborhood, and you get a good look at it here on basically what's going on. The whole head pivots, so because of that, you don't have that grinding motion when every time you turn and it slides on the bars, and you get that horrible popping and grinding, and it's just terrible. It sounds like things are breaking back there. So you don't have that issue, and it holds up terrific. I think it's really good. It's just got 1 or 2 grease spots that you got to grease it once in a while, and that's it. So that's pretty much it, my review on it. So here we go. From Camco Manufacturing, the Eaz-Lift Recurve 6. Just my review. I'm just a regular guy, but I like it. It works really good. There's not a lot of reviews on this one. Again, I did not set it up. I had it set up at the dealer when I bought the trailer. They set it up for me and hooked it up to my other truck, my Tundra. And then I brought it down, and I took the trailer and the truck with the hitch and everything, of course, to a hitch company in town, and they set it. They took their measurements and they set everything, and now it just pulls really well. It's right behind it's leveled behind the camper. It's lowered to the correct height. They just did a professional job. So that's it. The Recurve 6. Tony from Tony's Trucks, Campers, and Outdoor channel. I hope you're having a great day. It's the middle of the summer. I'm sweating my butt off here. These are the things I do for you. Have a terrific day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.